Alrighty, we got some Akali gameplay from Chovy over here. Let's go ahead and get into it. I'm just going to fast forward and get us towards the laning phase or whatever first action is. Let's go ahead and get moving. It seems we're going to invade. Let's see how this goes. So if I recall right, this is going to be Akali versus Syndra also, which is not the most fun matchup I would imagine, though I do not have too much experience with Akali. And with how well the last video went over, I thought we should probably do another Chovy gameplay. Because this man here, he's a legend. So good at this game already. And it looks like we're going to get an invade. And looks like a flash. Sure. So flash pretty good. Syndra, yeah, it's Syndra versus Akali. Syndra versus Akali. Pretty simple matchup. Akali gets shoved in early most likely. Tries to get the CS. And eventually at levels 3 to 4, or 3 through 6, we'll eventually look to try to do something with Syndra, but probably will have a difficult time. All common things. All common things. So, we're going to open up this lane. Syndra's going to start shoving us in. Not too worried. You see Chovy trying to, on the edge, just try to get his Q on this minion. Yep. And, as you could see, the Syndra actually was trying really hard to space and get Chovy also right over there. So, nothing too important so far. We're just going to get slowly shoved in. Syndra's got a nice +4 advantage, which means the wave is going to shove pretty hard. Which Chovy would like to avoid, but it's going to be a bit hard for him. He gets clipped. Let's actually rewind this and see exactly what happened. I apologize, I kind of missed it. So, I think Chovy makes an error here. So, Syndra's level 2 now, which means he should be a little more careful than he is. But instead he walks up to auto here for no reason. He's going to take the stun and he takes all the damage. Yeah, this was a bad mistake. So, we could see it even happens to some of the best players in the world. Sometimes we just have mental lapses even in solo queue. Yeah, he dodges that, but he is in a lot of trouble. The early trade should never have occurred. He's going to take W here most likely and be able to farm under a turret with it. Yep, so just common stuff. He's going to keep getting harassed. He's doing alright so far. He's starting to actually wear down on Syndra's mana pool, which is a means of attacking her. And since he's surviving without even using his health pot with his Doran shield and his start, he's actually starting to win on this mana war over here. I can't click that in time, but yeah. So now he's trying to wear her down and cause even more trades while he wears down on her mana. So lots of good plays so far out of him. He's going to keep going. He actually manages a slow push into Syndra's turret, which might allow him to get it back if he would like. I don't think he's going to want it back right away, though. And he'll get his ward down, give himself some coverage. I believe we saw the jungler go here. So, nope, we didn't. We saw something else then. I'm blind. Anyways, Rek'Sai's here, as we saw. So he's just baiting her in. Her. I forget which thing Rek'Sai is sometimes, okay? Sorry. It's okay. Just slow shove. Small poke. He's not carrying as much now because the Syndra's out of mana. And now he knows the Syndra's going to have issues shoving this in. But he's playing a little safe just in case of Rek'Sai, I assume. And just because there's nothing he could do while it's up there. Syndra just backs up while he walks up and he's just in a vulnerable position for nothing. So he's looking for stuff. Ooh, he gets the Q off, just tipping it. Really important note when playing Akali, from what I could tell, is you want to get the nice tipper on her Qs. Because her Q lines up something like this, you always want to get this little tip off when you're playing Akali specifically. Because then you just take a small step back, you have the passive active, and then you have movement speed to go around whichever way. Try to hit, try to get a nice CS. W around, whatever you may want to do. And with that, you have a lot of fret as the nice champion that is Akali. Which, while I wouldn't recommend to people, it's quite entertaining to watch one of the best players in the entire world play it. And, ooh, he is abusing the Syndra now. He has outlasted the Syndra, is now just putting on a clinic for how to punish. Ooh, he's got that off. I don't think he's going to go for it. Yeah, I don't think he could even go for it, to be honest. But as long as the situation is like this, the Syndra can't actually go back. She's just stuck here. This is just really painful for the Syndra at this point. Chovy's eventually going to crash too. The Syndra has TP, which is why he probably doesn't let this wave bounce. He's just going to keep trapping her here with no good back timer at all. He's going to go mess with the Rek'Sai a bit. Can't do much about it, but if he steals a camp for a small creep, it helps him a decent amount. Rek'Sai is going to try to counter this, but nothing occurs. We're completely fine. Comes in, he reshoves this. The Syndra is most likely backing since it's a cannon wave, and Chovy's going to match this back. Instant buy, instant TP. Oh, he's going to stay. I guess he's changed his mind. This seems like an error. You probably want to do one thing or the other, whatever it may be. Maybe it's to cause the Syndra to panic and come back sooner, but I don't find much use in this. Even if you wanted to be... Yeah, even if you wanted to just do nothing and let the wave go where it may, you might as well get in a bush and hide to threaten a roam, potentially. Right? Sorry, let me make sure he could have roamed also. There's probably some potential for plays here. Yeah, so the Aatrox is up here. I may not be able to see the lane, but since the Aatrox is here, if he moves over here, assuming we have no roam, if he moves over to here and just sits here, assuming he wants to let the wave go where it may, he then has the potential to actually make this Aatrox uncomfortable, cover the scuttle, do whatever he has to do. He could even assist with the scuttle, assuming the Rek'Sai may come, since the Syndra still can't TP back just yet. Otherwise, he might as well finish it, TP, match the TPs, and be slightly stronger in level and in most likely gold, I would assume, at this point. And I know he's stronger in XP because we saw that he's 6 to Syndra's 5. So I believe this is a small mistake. And Syndra's just, as we saw there, going for a lot of poke. Essentially, Chovy's baiting out the poke and dodging as much as he can, because that is essentially how this matchup goes. By staying the way he did also, he's actually taken half of Syndra's mana bar. By taking half of the mana bar, it actually will make it so she has to back even sooner, because I don't believe she even got a lost chapter or anything of the sort with the amount of money she had. But maybe she did. That was pretty painful, but you gotta take it. He wanted to do this to keep this wave around. Yeah, he's going to let this wave sit here and hit his minions a bit, I believe. Because otherwise, he might as well TP to the turret. But yeah, he did this to get a small hit here, basically, from what I can tell. And he's looking to go aggressive on her. He's got the level lead. He's making her expend even more mana, just making her really uncomfortable. Look at him, just kiting every single Q from Syndra out. And he's going. He got even more out of her. He might have been able to go for it there, but he's going to go for it now. Yep. So he doesn't choose to trade kills, which I don't blame him. He CS's everything. And essentially... How many creeps is this anyways? This is so many creeps. How many did we see die already? 1 or 2? So 1 or 2 is going to be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 creeps. This is almost... This is like 280 gold, almost. Probably like 250, actually. This is just so much. So he's denying her even more gold. He's standing around here to deny her the XP as well. I think she might barely get this XP, but this XP is going to be really hard without the Rek'Sai coming to help her out. And once again, like we saw from last Chovy video, he doesn't play precisely for kills even, but he will always get a lead like this. It's so impressive. And he's making her panic even more. She's getting the XP by doing this, but she is so panicked. And now she's going to lose another wave of gold and potentially XP, which is even worse. Oh, our video. Okay, we're good, we're good. Yeah, so she's going to lose another 6 creeps on top of the creeps we just saw, which is now ending up to be like 310 gold just about. Like, this is just so bad. And once again, we just have the man, the myth, the legend just popping off. So we're just going to fast forward. So we fast forward. Ooh, our quality dipped. I'm so sorry. Let me fix this. One moment. Okay, we're good. So yeah, he's going to come back. We're going to go back to a shoving war. And it's most likely going to be more of the same. I want to note, look at this ridiculous XP, or CS numbers. The man has about 10 CS a minute in a losing matchup. Maybe not losing, but a matchup that he's definitely not favored in early. And he should have been harassed down, especially with how he messed up early. This matchup should have been winning for the Syndra, I believe, but she messed up. He's just continuing to just make his presence known, making her miss everything, continuing to poke her, continuing to just do things that make her extremely uncomfortable. He gets another poke off, which means the Syndra is just slightly mispositioned again. Like, these aren't bad players. This is still challenger elo in Korean solo queue. And the Rek'Sai is looking for it, but isn't going to manage to get it. Chovy's just too good, denying everything. He knows his Udyr might come for it, but the Udyr stopped. So this is all for naught. The minion blocked his E. Happens. And he just keeps shoving the Syndra, and he never lets her have any time to do anything else. It's kind of, it's probably fine. Oh, we have another lag spike, sorry. Oh, that wasn't me, that was the VOD. That was really weird. I've noticed that Korean solo queue likes to handshake positions like this a lot instead of being a little more confrontational, which could be a point of contention. But overall, I think that the players are pretty good, obviously. They are still the best players in the world. That was pretty unfortunate. Guy's flash expended, but he's still gonna keep forcing her to go, or forcing this wave in. Overall, with Akali being so slippery with the E and the R, it's really hard to actually pin her down and get a gank off, which is why this Rek'Sai's efforts have been so in vain. He's gonna go ahead and shove all of this in. Yep, and get another back, and that's another 6 creeps the Syndra's gonna miss. Oh, I guess not, so he stays too. Yep, so this is basically how he keeps handling this. It's pretty rinse-repeat overall in this video, but perhaps we'll get some fireworks later in the mid-game. Oh! Forget the mid-game, he gets them now. Oh my god. Wait, let's see that again. Let's see this again. Let's see the monster go at it again. So let's see. He's peppered her down to about 60% HP. He's going to walk up. The Syndra is getting really exhausted at the idea of losing all these creeps. He baits the stun out, which is what prompts him to throw everything at her and go for it. If Syndra still had stun here, she would not be going in. This all occurs due to the Syndra not dodging the E and throwing her own stun out. And mostly probably out of frustration that he's getting so dumpstered. And Chovy's just showing what a monster he is, getting the nice solo kill. As he goes back, he gets everything, and he's going to start coming back. Alright, we're back. And he's going after this Alistar. Not quite getting anything. Oh, the setup is a big team fight. And he's trying to find a way out because he's just really out of position. Oh! He goes in and gets one back. He's looking for another. Oh, the Nocturne flank also gets in. Oh, this cleanup is so good. Yeah, his positioning in this entire fight was immaculate. Maybe not the entire fight, but the vast majority of it. Oh my goodness. And the team follow-up and everything. This was just great. So he's probably going to shove another wave in, clear these wards, and figure out what he's going to do from there. Yeah. From what I could tell, I'm looking pretty correct. Gets the thumbs up from the other team. Nice, nice. I approve. Shoves everything in. Might look back. Yeah, he's gonna look for back. The Alistar might deny him. No, the Alistar doesn't dare challenge Chovy. Can't entirely blame him. He TP's right back. No real worries. He's gonna just start CSing this and clearing all the stuff out. Important note, he gets red trinket here, and generally you get red when your team is ahead and you want to push out on the map because you having vision is not as important as the defensive team having vision. So very important that he actually gets the sweeper, which is probably also why he's going to get the red ward, because it will also give him vision but also deny vision like I just said. Anyways, let's continue. Yep, he's going to shove in again. Go help with Drake this time. Maybe not. Oh, he gets poked out. Ooh. And misses the... Happens. He got baited by this ward, I think. But it doesn't really matter that much. And yeah, as you can see, he just keeps baiting all these Qs out. And the Syndra's going to keep throwing out her mana. Of course, there's an argument that Syndra should just, you know, hit her stuff. I think a fair argument to be made there. He's looking for the big play. He missed some of it. Oh, small misses lead to this. That's unfortunate. They end up getting the dragon. So the objective is found. They're trying to get some return kills here, which they're probably going to do. Yep. 2. Maybe a third. Yep, a third. They got it. Maybe a 4th here even. I'm not sure if the Aatrox can actually win this. Alright. Aatrox would have won. I wasn't sure how good his AD carry could actually kite this stuff out. But I was just getting so confident. Anyways, he's just going to head side lane. Nothing too important here. Essentially always give every laner, main laner a solo lane's worth of XP. Except for the bot lane, which we'll get mid lane generally. All of this is pretty standard. So he collects this and he starts heading up because a major objective might come up soon. Oh, no, he doesn't. He starts pinging his team back and he's just shoving in. So these are two lines of thinking that you can usually do in your games. I would tend to also do the split pushing route, but of course in lower elos it becomes difficult. But alternatively, in lower elos, they also just give you everything without contesting you many of the time. So it becomes an interesting balance act. If you were going to do this, you have to make sure to remember to do what he did and spam ping your team off here. Because if your team is actually trying to engage or tries to do things, which people try to do way too much in this game, then you're going to end up with a lot of issues. But he's just going to shove this in, do what Akali's great at, and keep the 9. Looks like he's going to go for a flank on the Syndra. Syndra's going to stun and get out. Oh, she failed to stun. It's over. Yep, 2-level lead. This is just what happens. If the Syndra hits the stun, she probably could walk out of it. But she doesn't, and that's what matters here. And at first it looked like he was going for a flank, but quite obviously he decided against it and ate the free Syndra. Oh, he collected vision for the Nocturne for the free kill. Oh my goodness. Yeah, he's just... It's pretty big massacre over here. He's waiting for the hit. Yep, he's going to E now. Yep. He's waiting for the red plant to get popped so he could chase even harder. And he dodges the Q. Oh. Oh, no, 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 no. Let's see this. So he waits here, E's over the wall because it's still on him, Qs him, pushes forward, Qs him again, and he flash Qs thinking that he's going to walk at him still, but instead his response is to E, which shoves him backwards at first, dodging this Q, throwing the shuriken, hitting him, which allows him to press E again to run right at him, taking him out of his circle to hit a passive to then kill him. Oh, it's so good. Oh, he's a monster. He's an absolute monster. Now he's just going to shove this right back in. Collect even more gold.